June 27th through July 6th next summer. Opening ceremony in Legacy Arena, Athlete Village on City Walk. Today we're here to talk about the games in generality, to talk about athlete recruitment and registration that just recently opened, and really sing the praises of our first responders. This is a very unique event, much different than those that have recently been hosted in our community. This is an event that everyone can participate in. You see all the first responders in the room. I think it's important that we all give them a hand, acknowledge them, all the work they do for us. Thank you. You'll hear from the four gentlemen seated next to me briefly throughout the program. I do want to thank all of the chiefs, command staff, and VIP guests that are in the room today. There are many, many friends of the games that have served us and supported us since we started our process. Too many to name because I'll omit people. But there are many board members here, the chair of our board, Chief Moon from Birmingham Fire and Rescue, who has been a tireless supporter of our program since the very first day we concepted it and went and visited with the county and the mayor. So we have a lot of folks to thank. There's a lot of work to be done, no doubt about that. When you talk about the end of June, we'll have 39 venues operating throughout this region on the same day. That's bus systems, that's venue operations, that's volunteer program, it's athlete competition, it's safety, it's medical, it's everything it takes to host a successful event like this. Let me bring up now the Birmingham Fire and Rescue Color Guard.
Mark. Detail. Halt. Right. Face. Ready. Post. Colors. Present. Arms. May I ask that you please join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Lift. Face. Half step. Forward. March.
Thank you. Please be seated. You've heard our friend in the corner chatting with everybody and taking pictures. I want to recognize the bald eagle from our good friends at Auburn University. Let me just talk for a few minutes about some of the details of the who, what, where, when of our event. I'm going to kind of look at the slides a little bit, although I don't need to, but it kind of gives you, oh, okay, Trick? Yeah, let's play a video. This is a great video. Take a peek.
Every 2 years, first responders from around the globe gather for an event unlike any other. These are the heroes who keep us safe, and now they're coming together for the ultimate competition. In 2025, the World Police and Fire Games will host thousands of first responder athletes, competing in 67 sports over 10 thrilling days in Birmingham, Alabama. From traditional sports to more unique challenges like marksmanship, canine biathlon, and firefighter challenge, there's something for everyone. Athletes Village gives first responders a hub to unwind with activities, entertainment, and a taste of local culture. Be part of the excitement with opening and closing ceremonies that celebrate the spirit of camaraderie and competition. Witness the passion as these athletes compete, not just for the gold, but for the honor and pride of their service. Come cheer on your heroes as all spectator admission is free, and experience the impact as the World Police and Fire Games transforms Birmingham with over 30 venues and hosting athletes from more than 70 countries. The World Police and Fire Games, a celebration of bravery, competition, and unity. Join us in 2025 for an unforgettable experience.
That gives you a visual look at the variation of the sports. I want to re-echo and reaffirm the message that was embedded in there. Free and open to the public. We don't sell tickets. So anybody can come to see any sport, anywhere, any day, anytime. We wanted to make sure that there was no barrier for anybody to attend our event. The best way to talk about this event is by the numbers. It's held every 2 years. First event was in 1985 in California. This is a San Diego-based organization worldwide. It's been hosted in some of the biggest cities in the world. Barcelona, Spain, Melbourne, Australia, Stockholm, Sweden, Belfast, Northern Ireland, Chengdu, China, Los Angeles, California, Victoria, British Columbia, Washington, D.C., and now Birmingham, Alabama. Our biggest competitor for these games was Lisbon, Portugal. In 2027, the games go to the great Western Australia city of Perth. So when it leaves us, it literally goes around the world to Perth, Australia. Everybody's eligible, pretty much. There are some basic qualification requirements, but the net of this is our own first responders that support us every day, that serve us, that transported us and helped us during COVID, that respond to accidents and investigations and fires and EMS calls. They're all eligible. They just have to choose to participate. We have a very lofty goal of maximizing the number of athletes from Alabama that are registered for our games, and I think we're going to get there. We've got a lot of folks pushing that needle for us. I think the biggest thing about the games is the variety. You can see the way we grouped them by the different sports. The sports we all know. It's boxing and baseball, it's basketball and golf, it's ice hockey, it's wrestling, and then we have the very unique visual sports that are really endemic to the police and fire services like muster and firefighter. You saw the brief clip of the canine biathlon. That's a sport we've introduced in our games to give more exposure to the canine activities. Typically, they're not available for public viewing because they're disruptive to what the dogs are doing. So we created that event to make it more people-friendly when the dogs are working. But it's such a wide variety of sports. I mean, there isn't anything, if you're a first responder in this room, there has to be a sport you can play. You know, throw darts, shoot pool, play golf, play softball, toss a bag at cornhole, you know, up to playing hockey and box. We're boxing on the stage in the historic Alabama Theater, which will be really unique venue for us. Biggest day again is the 30th of June. It's a hectic program, all day, all night. But you know what? This is really fierce competition. I always use this line, and the staff's heard it. Belfast, Northern Ireland, 2013, gold medal ice hockey match. Toronto Fire, Montreal PD. Extremely aggressive, very aggressive. That Canadian hockey pride between those two major cities. Hour later, they're sucking the beers down in the Athlete Village together. They're having a good time. So the camaraderie is just as important as the competition. I mean, there are many athletes in here that have participated in the games in the past or have participated in the Firefighter Challenge. I think, let me just stop at this point and I'll close it out when we get done, but let me bring up to the podium for some remarks a person that was absolutely vital when we started this process. We explained to him what the event was, what the numbers looked like, the impact on the community, the uniqueness of the event, free tickets. He's been a supporter since the very first conversation we ever had. Mayor Randall Woodfin.
Thank you so much, DJ. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I am going to attempt to do something only one other human being I've known on earth has attempted to do, and that is talk over a bald eagle. I understand also there was a request for a real elephant on this side of the room, but the doors were too short to get the elephant in, so we'll have to work on a bigger venue next time. And I also want to give a special shout out, everybody, to one of DJ's team members, one of the coolest people in Birmingham, and that is Miko. It's her birthday today. Please stand and be recognized. Happy birthday. She'll beat me up later. And then I also want to, I think it's important, I know they've been recognized, but all first responders in the room, particularly those sitting, can you stand and be acknowledged? If you're standing, could you please wave? So just a couple notes before these other three amazing speakers come before you to speak. I'll be very brief by simply saying that these games are extremely important. As I step back and consider and reflect upon what's going to happen in our city and community the summer of 2025 as it relates to the World Police and Fire Games, I think back to the first time I started working with our first responders. And it was when I was a lawyer for the city of Birmingham well prior to being mayor. I got a chance to work with our first responders up close and see what they do. Oh, you didn't have to take my friend out. Understood. I got a chance to see what they do on a daily basis. And I was always impressed with their commitment to community as well as their level of professionalism. That commitment and that level of professionalism will present itself in our community next summer in front of not just on a national stage, but an international stage. We are literally talking about first responders, not just from this city, not just from this county, not just from this state, not just from the Southeast, not just from America, but from around our globe, from 70 plus countries. This is a big deal. The city of Birmingham is honored to host, and we're excited to support, invest in, promote, engage, as well as do everything necessary to continue to support our first responders. With that said, everyone, I would like to introduce County Commissioner, Mr. Bowling.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
It is indeed my pleasure to be here with you on behalf of the Jefferson County Commission. I am just one of 5 that sits on that commission, and I'm the newest one, so I'm really honored to be here today. We've had at least one other that she had knee surgery. She couldn't be here, but various different reasons. But for the program, I'm so proud to be here, but also to see all these men and women in uniform that are peace officers, that are firefighters, because I was, a long time ago, the only child of a really big man. He was a welder at the furnaces over here, and he taught me everything that I needed to know to become a man. And one of the things I remember him telling me about most was how you should respect law enforcement officers and firefighters. He said, son, as long as you're here in the house with your mother and I'm here, I'm gonna do everything I can to protect you, but I can't be here all the time, and I can't do everything that may be needed if something bad happened. You have to rely on law enforcement. And he taught me that, and it is so true. If you don't have law enforcement and the firefighters, you just don't have any liberty in this country. You truly don't. And if you have something bad happen around you or in your house, as I told the police chief this morning, it's good to be able to look outside and see cars pass by and know that somebody is there to help protect your family if something bad does happen. So that's what really makes my heart glad to be here. I wasn't on the commission the last time these games came here, but I've heard about them, and I can't wait to contribute and participate in this through next year. It's something that I look forward to and want to bring my daughter to. So it is with great excitement and pride that we all gather here today to celebrate this momentous event for our county, Jefferson County, and our locale here in the city of Birmingham. For the event, the World Police and Fire Games, and this is going to truly display all our communities. We have a lot of different communities, but we all band together when we need to. And it's so proud to have an audience, to anticipate a global audience of over 70 countries. I can't really wrap my head around that, with more than 8,500 competitors. And these men and women are law enforcement officers and firefighters, the best of the best. These games next year will bring together thousands of courageous first responders from across the globe, all the ones I said, other public safety professionals too. You saw the list that was up here earlier today, all that serve the public, all competing in over 60 athletic events. The World Police and Fire Games is not just a celebration of athleticism, but a recognition of the bravery, dedication, and sacrifice that these men and women make every day to make our community safe. This will be an incredible opportunity for our county to showcase its vibrant culture, and it has one. Welcoming spirit is in everyone's heart, and world-class facilities as we're here in today. And I pray and may hope that Jefferson County shine as a beacon of hospitality and unity next year. I know it will, welcoming athletes and visitors from around the world. In 2025, this community will become a hub of camaraderie and competition, and we will be ready to show the world what makes our county and our city so special. So let's come together, support our first responders, and make this event an unforgettable success. That is my hope, and I feel really sure it's going to come to fruition. It'll be a good year. There's a couple of people here that I'm going to take a little personal privilege to point out. There's two senators here, and there may be others, and if I'm missing one, sorry about that, but the two that are here are two of my favorite senators in the whole world. One of them that's sitting right there and I'm looking at, how long you been in the Senate?
3-0.
Long time. Senator Roger Smitherman, we've been friends all of our lives, and the only person here sitting at that table that I'm a better friend of is the woman sitting beside him, Judge Carol Smitherman, his bride. She'll be retiring soon, but she's an old warrior. She is not going to give up the bench. She'll be taking on extra work to help the judges that are on the bench. And Carol, I wish you the best in that new endeavor. The other senator is the one that I saved for last because he is the oldest, and also he couldn't hear me say that. Naturally, the mayor of Birmingham's got to tell him this. But he's like the brother I never had. He is just a gentleman and a scholar, and he's one reason that so much legislation good legislation comes out of the legislature, because he's not mean to anybody, and he can reach across the aisle to this senator right here, and they can't pass everything because we're all human, but I guarantee you they pass more than if these two men weren't down there working together. And my hat's off to both of you. I'm talking now about Senator Jabo Wagner. Jabo lives not too far from me. He's a gentleman. His wife is just the sweetest person, even sweeter than my wife, much sweeter than my wife. that I could imagine. He's got sons that were lawyers that practiced before me when I was a probate judge. To sum it up, he's just got a wonderful family. So he's been one of the two senators. He is the senior senator that's been asked to come up and say a few words to you. So if you will, give a special appreciation to Senator Jabo Wagner.
Thank you, Judge. I also want to recognize my good friend and colleague, Roger Smitherman and Miss Smitherman. Not a whole lot happens in Montgomery without the two of us, right?
I agree with that.
We work well together and have for many years, and not only a colleague, but a good friend. Every time I come on this side in Birmingham, I have to reminisce. I grew up, I was a boy, about a mile north of here, went to Inslee High School. Great neighborhood, had a good time, came to what we call Kiddie Land back in the day at the fairgrounds. Of course, I've been to the racetrack 50 times, seeing Bobby Allison and all of those big name racers. So this is my town, my side of town, okay? And I love growing up here and have so many memories of being what we call a good old Inslee boy, okay? What a great day this is. Another great announcement for the city of Birmingham and the state of Alabama with the World Police and Fire Games coming our way. We all know the games that we had last year or so, successful, probably prompted us having these games this year. But this is huge for Birmingham, huge for the state of Alabama, the economic impact, watching the athletes from all over the world compete against each other. Exciting times for Birmingham and the state of Alabama. So I want to thank those that made this day happen and made these games happen. I'm on the board of the convention board with Mr. Oros, and we've been fully involved in helping make these happen. So I'm on the sidelines, but we've been involved in it. So a lot of good friends of the games in this room, a lot of good support people that'll make this another success. Thank y'all for coming, and go Police and Fire Games. Thank you.
Well, you know, you got the two big senators here. Having everybody believe you can't get a bill passed unless it goes through them. But you know, you got to get it out of the House of Representatives too now, right? And I've known the Smithermans for many years. My children and their children grew up together. But I wanted to recognize a couple folks in the House too. One of our only active law enforcement officers serves in the House of Representatives, Sergeant Travis Hendricks. Raise your hand there. And a newly elected Kelvin Dasher. Where you at, Kelvin? Did he leave? Should have told me that. But you know, I'm very proud of this moment. It shows that when the city and the county and the state can work together, what we can do. I'd be remiss about congratulating the mayor and his staff on not only the World Games and pulling that off, but pulling off the World Police and Fire Games. 70 countries coming here. For 31 years, I patrolled the streets of Birmingham, retired 4 years ago. And I can tell you that first decade, I worked the evening shift. Come about 5:30, 6 o'clock, it was a ghost town here. A lot has changed. A lot has changed. And to be able to put us on the world stage, to have folks that look at the state of Alabama, the city of Birmingham, in a different light and show that we can pull off an event like the World Games and the World Police and Fire Games is huge for the state of Alabama. What I would like to do is encourage all the law enforcement leaders, and I see the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department is represented here well, and that we work together during this event and make sure that we work our schedules and we allow those who want to participate to participate. And all the other departments in the county and the state lend a helping hand to make this a very safe event, and I know they will, and I know a lot of them have been reached out for that assistance. So again, very excited about what's happening here. I chair Public Safety Homeland Security for the state of Alabama, so this event is very important to me, and to be able to put 31 years of patrolling on the streets of Birmingham, 31 years I was very, very proud of. I'm excited for this event, so I'll be here. If you need me for anything, just reach out. Again, Mayor, congratulations on this event.
Mayor? I know District 6 Councilor Crystal Smitherman is in the room. Crystal, where are you? We'll give her a second, but I want to bring her up and give some remarks. She was with us in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, when the games were held in 2023, took time to spend several days up there and really had a firsthand look at the games. So I want Crystal just to give some remarks when she's able. But let me bring up three athletes right now to just chat with you for a few minutes. Daryl Trucks, Dexter Harris, and Anna Ruzovic are athletes that have competed either in the games or in the Firefighter Challenge event, which is one of our events inside the World Police and Fire Games. You guys want to come up and just, I'll let you, you guys figure out who the designated spokesperson may be. Come on up.
How y'all doing? This is not something that I usually do. I'm Dexter Harris. I am a firefighter at Vestavia Hills Fire Department. My station is Station 2 on Columbiana. This is Anna Ruzovic, who's also a firefighter at Vestavia Hills. She's at Station 1 right by Chick-fil-A. We're just here to talk about what we do as far as like the Firefighter Challenge. It's a sport, of course, for firefighters that show and display our talents and what we do in the fire grounds. And we've been competing in it since 2018. We just recently competed in Worlds in Nashville, Tennessee in October. And we're just excited that it's here in Birmingham for the first time in the police and fire games. And we're hoping for some good support, a lot of firefighters to represent. I'm just excited. That's pretty much all I have to say.
My name is Daryl Trucks. I did 21 years with the city of Birmingham, then went to Irondale and retired from there also. I'm in the golf tournament, which is probably the least strenuous of all the events. But I've been doing this for a long time. I started off with the International Police and Fire Games, and when they stopped, I switched over to the World Police and Fire Games. You know, I'm excited to have it here in Birmingham, and I think it's going to be a great event. If you get to go to the closing and opening ceremonies, they are fantastic. You don't want to miss that. It is really fun, and I'm more excited about going to the Athletes Village. Get to meet a lot of great people, families that are coming there, and it's going to be a great time.
Did you play golf in Winnipeg?
Yes, I did.
He was the one athlete from the state of Alabama that participated in the games in 2023. So we have a much more robust target of Alabama athletes competing here next summer. So thank you guys, appreciate it. Crystal? Again, District 6 Councilor Crystal Smitherman, a great member of our observation team in Winnipeg last summer.
Thank you. So who's ready for the World Police and Fire Games? Woo! Come on, we gotta get y'all fired up. All right, when I say fired up, y'all say ready to go. Fired up? Ready to go. Fired up? Ready to go. That's a little bit better for the energy. So my name is Crystal Smitherman. I serve on the Birmingham City Council with our wonderful Mayor Woodfin. I had the pleasure of going to Canada, was it last summer, Mayor Woodfin? Last summer, and it was amazing. It was an exciting time. It was so amazing to see the kids being there, being able to interact with the police and the firemen, and it was really awesome to see them compete. And I remember my favorite one was, I think it was the firefighter challenge, where they were going up a lot of stairs and they had on their full firefighter equipment, and it was just so awesome. And I think this is an opportunity for Birmingham to have another chance to honor our first responders. And I want to personally say thank you for what you do. And we don't tell you thank you enough, because you leave your homes and you don't know if you're coming back. And you guys are literally servants. Y'all aren't just first responders. And so I thank you for keeping our city safe every day. But this is an opportunity for Birmingham to be on the international stage again. I don't know if they told you, we have ambassadors from all over the world that are recruiting athletes to come to our great city. So last thing I'll say, I think Birmingham for decades has always tried to find our niche. We've chased after being Atlanta, a Charlotte, a Houston, but Birmingham is a sports town. So let's show them what the Magic City is all about. And Mayor Woodfin, are you ready?
Ready to go.
I'm ready to. Thank you.
Let me put a bow on this with a couple final announcements. Auburn's Eagle. Auburn has a world-class K-9 program that we are very much involved with. Again, we talked a little bit about K-9 biathlon. So we have a very strong working relationship. Because of that, we're not sliding the other school in Tuscaloosa. But the K-9 program is very, very well known. There are animals that have been trained at Auburn that serve police departments and various public safety agencies literally worldwide. So we've developed a couple working relationships. We hope to have the Eagle as part of our opening ceremony in Legacy Arena. Not to take the cap off that surprise, but they were not just here by happenstance. It's because we have a very strong relationship with those folks. Birmingham is unique in hosting these games and successfully bidding on these games because of the partnerships that work here, probably better than most cities. The city, the county, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, the state, and the private sector come together and understand the funding needs and the benefits derived from hosting games like this one and those that will come in the future. Like 29, the National Senior Games returns here after a successful staging here in 2017. I want to recognize some of our corporate partners that are here. Alpha Insurance, AT&T FirstNet, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama, our good friends at Pepsi and Buffalo Rock, Matt Dent, their CEO is in the room. Matt's a member of our board of directors. Chick-fil-A, Coca-Cola United, and Buffalo Rock have figured out how to coexist in the same sandbox for the good of the event and the good of the city, which is fantastic. Mission Square Retirement, PNC Bank, Regions Bank, and Spire. I do want to thank all of the departments and the leadership that's here, the elected officials. I want to thank the media for coming out. This is a really milestone day for us. Again, as I said earlier, there's a lot of work to be done. I think we're up to the task, but we need a lot of help. So we'll be looking to you. We'll raise our hands and say, can you help us with organizing a sport or help us with the development side, whatever it may be. Athletes, please register. We're going to roll out our volunteer program very quickly, 2,500 volunteers. And once again, I can't say it enough, no ticket charge, free and open to the public. So everybody can come, all ages. I'd like to call a few people up at the end. This concludes the program. We want to take a couple pictures. So elected officials, department chiefs, folks on the podium, if you could just join us at the stage and we'll take a couple photographs. Again, thanks to all who came out today. Appreciate it.